Hey, y'all, what's happening? So, season two, and just like that, episode nine. I think that Aiden's ex-wife does not like Carrie. She doesn't like that Carrie hurt Aiden. I quite frankly think that Carrie is the reason that Aiden couldn't fully give over himself to his wife, was unwilling to give over himself fully to his wife, because I think Carrie was just chilling on his shoulder. The memories of Carrie, wishing they were able to make it work. And I think it had hindered he and his wife really becoming as close as they could and growing together as a couple. I really think that she was a hindrance, or his unwillingness to let Carrie go. Um, I think it hindered them. I know that his ex-wife, Aiden, said that she has a boyfriend now, but I just sense that she was still, that she doesn't like Carrie, and she's being cordial because that's what you're supposed to do. And Wyatt, Aiden's youngest son, doesn't like Carrie. I'm glad he doesn't like her, because he probably knows about it, or he just probably just prefer his parents to reunite, as many children do. And now that Carrie has bought a house, so that Aiden can can stay with her, him and his sons, if he chooses to come stay with her when he does visit New York. It's like, Carrie, mira, you bought a whole nother house. Why, if Aiden, since Carrie lives in New York, her and Aiden have elected to reconnect, and he is unwilling to go into that house that he helped expand and did the flooring and all that, right? And I understand the emotional connection, the emotional trauma connected to the apartment. So he's unwilling to go in there. But it's like, okay, if you're unwilling to go in there, but you want to continue to see me, for us to be in a relationship, then your ass need to get an apartment in New York, or you need to keep paying for a hotel. But even though she was like, I bought this house because you don't feel comfortable going to my old apartment. It's like, well, I don't want you to do it. I don't want you doing this for me. You're saying that, Aiden. Meanwhile, you can no longer go back to Che's apartment as an Airbnb. You don't want to go to Carrie's crib, but you're not coming up with a solution as to, well, I'll just get an apartment in New York, because Aiden is very comfortable because he sold his furniture store, so he's not struggling financially. His wife is a successful interior designer, I believe. So they're very comfortable living in Virginia, and I'm sure there's way more space for your buck in Virginia, unlike New York. So he's like, I don't want you doing this for me. She's like, no, I want to make you happy. He's like, Mira, you want to make yourself happy. And I guess what she's saying in a roundabout way is, being reconnected with you is a part of my happiness. And if that means I have to buy a whole nother home so that you can feel comfortable when you do visit, because he still lives in Virginia. He still has three young boys, well, one 20, 17, and 14. So they're going to both take on, well, Carrie is the only person who's like had to, well, I'm all over the place, but Carrie is the one who made a major investment to make Aiden feel at ease. But Aiden isn't doing anything to make her feel at ease. Like, she made a major investment. Now, granted, why is my lighting getting so dark? Carrie, I think it does make sense for her to move on and get a whole new move into a new apartment, a new home rather, because it was a condo, a co-op that Aiden bought for her, and she had to end up buying from Aiden doing a series. And it is a beautiful home. I'm like, ooh, it just looks so lovely, and it's huge, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and everything she talked about is related to the new home. Is so Aiden can feel comfortable. He and I can have a space, and then he and I can have a space, and his 3 boys. It's like, Carrie, you're moving so expediently. Like, Carrie, y'all are not even engaged. You've only been reconnected for a month. And I know they both said, well, and she's like, are you worried I'm going to hurt you? Because his ex-wife told Carrie, don't hurt him again, because you hurting him is going to impact his relationship with his son, because he'll be all depressed. And so he won't be really present and happy around his sons, because he'll be dealing with the heartache that you yet again given him for the third time. So Carrie's like, no, I'm very aware of our history, and I won't do that. And she's like, I love how his ex-wife was like, and don't put my 3 sons in the next book you write, because I know you draw from your own personal experience and from your friends and your spouse, your deceased spouse, and you put it in your books. And she's like, that's cool, but don't include my sons. I don't care how cute you think they are, how charming or how funny they are. And trust me, they'll give you some material, but do not use them. Don't even use a pseudonym. And I love that she was straight. She wasn't mean. She was just very grown about it. Like, don't do that. I'm asking you not to do that, and respect their privacy and my privacy. And Carrie obliged her. And then she went on to say, just don't hurt Aiden, because it's going to impact our children. And when Carrie said, oh, I actually bought a home, I'm buying a home rather, where, if Aiden and, your 3 sons want to come stay, there's a lot of rooms. And she was like, oh, wow. Now, what she didn't say was, oh, that's wonderful. Well, thank you. Thank you for, making the room for them. She just said, oh, wow. Oh, wow. On a subtext means bitch, why are you doing the most? I don't even like you. Why are you doing all that? Like, oh, wow. Oh, okay. That was her reaction. And that is not a favorable reaction. That is, I don't like you and I don't want to come across mean. So that's all I can give you as a response. And I'm just wondering where this is going to go. And so when Carrie brought Aiden to her house and she was like, I'm doing this for you, I want you to be happy. He's like, no, I don't want you doing this for me. This needs to be about you and you alone, Carrie. And then she said to him, asked him like, how your wife said don't hurt you. He's like, I wish she wouldn't have said anything. I need to talk to her. She got a boyfriend. She's like, no. How do you feel about, me hurting you? Or he's like, we're going to hurt each other. You're going to hurt me. I'm going to hurt you. We're going to have like little, moments that we're pissy with each other, and we'll work through it. And life is short. And I'm happy, and life is short. And so I understand him saying life is short. They're in their 50s. Is like, what else are we gonna, what are we waiting for? So it's like, it's 2 sides of the coin. Like, what are we waiting for? We're in our 50s, we're reconnected, and we have a bond, and so I'm curious to see. But I really think that ex-wife and Wyatt is going to cause a wedge between Carrie and Aiden, because Aiden's going to probably start to feel pressure from his boys for leaving Virginia so frequently to go visit Carrie. And like, maybe they don't want to stay with you, Carrie, because 2 of the boys like Carrie or are cool with her, and the youngest doesn't like her, which is very realistic. Yeah, they favor their mom. So we'll see what happens. But I enjoy the other episode 8 more so than this one. But I did enjoy the exchange with Aiden. And I want to shout out John Corbett, y'all. John Corbett is effing killing the portrayal of Aiden. He brings so much emotional and gestural diversity to his portrayal as Aiden. I mean, he is really delivering excellent work. He always has, but it's just really impacting me in Just Like That. The other parts of the episode were cool. Oh, with Lisa Todd Wexley, we discovered that she's in fact, she's been sleeping on a lot and forgetting to feed her children, and now documentary. They want to make it into a series, and so she's working overtime on that. They're demonstrating that she's very ambitious and she's very diligent in her creativity and with her documentary, but she's exhausted. And we discovered that she's pregnant, and that's why she's been so sleepy. I have a feeling, I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that Lisa is going to either have a miscarriage because she's working so diligently, and it's going to create a divide between she and her husband, because they keep missing each other because they're both working so hard. I'm like, do they even have time to their children? But people make it work. I just think she's going to have a miscarriage or an abortion, and it's going to really challenge their marriage. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. All that, because you're putting all that stress, and I don't think she's gonna stop because she's so fucking interested in proving how independent and how strong and she doesn't need any help. It's annoying. It's so annoying. Like, everybody, motherfuckers need help. We need help. Sometimes we need to pause. Sometimes we need to ask for help. And you asking for help does not mean you're not independent. But listen, the way the good Lord made this world, made humanity, we all fucking depend on each other. There's an interdependency that we all have. I don't care if it's like someone has the resources you need, monetary resources you need, or you may have knowledge of someone else may have knowledge that you need, experience that you don't have that is going to help you. Somebody may be praying for you, maybe giving you words of encouragement, maybe babysitting for you, whatever. We all are interdependent on each other. So none of us are really wholly independent, Lisa. None of us are. No human being. Every human being has had someone help them, encourage them in some way to achieve a goal or goals. So, yeah. And I will add to that Miranda's style game, y'all. Miranda's style game is honestly, it's almost surpassing Carrie's. Now, Carrie's style game is really nice this episode. I'm used to funky, and listen, I'm used to funky, avant-garde, funky, classy from Carrie. And at least in this last episode, her attire was really like old school. It seemed like she's going towards this Charlotte, like she wears dresses that fit in the waist and that fan out like something out of the 1950s. And so her style has changed. That is not, it's not funky anymore, but it's still classy, but it's not funky. And maybe because she's maturing, but I will say, shout out to my mother. My mother is a mature woman, she's a senior, and her style is still classy, funky. Like, I don't know if your style changes because you're maturing, but maybe some people do. But that's the direction they've taken with the Carrie character. But Miranda, honey, she had on this pantsuit. What? Fire! You understand? Fire. Charlotte I love Charlotte's classic 1950s style, retro style of dressing. That is remained constant. But Miranda, and Miranda's earring game is crazy. Her clothes, she has some missing, but overall, like, especially that pantsuit, y'all. What? Oh my goodness. Oh, and Naya. Oh my God, Naya. So Naya is being sexual with this Caucasian cat, giving 5-year-old vibe, the long, shoulder length hair, and she's getting her sexual on with him, no emotional attachment. And I was saying in the last video, like, again, she and her husband were married since 99, or at least involved, been together for a long time, over 20 years, and she just moving on like they were dating for 2 weeks. But in this episode, she and her partner, well, he's not a partner, but a dude she's getting her sexual on, as soon as they finish their sexual uh-uh. They're both just scrolling through their phone, scrolling on Instagram. So after the two with him, she notices that she's scrolling on her Instagram and she sees that her husband has a post on her feed where this dude is holding Heidi. You know, oh girl, he was when she FaceTimed him and she wanted to get, sexy with him. He's like, honey, we can't do that because I'm in a hotel room and I'm helping a background singer write some lyrics, and she was not feeling that. So this dude was on this Negro on Instagram, posed up with her, and she's pregnant. This background singer who he's just helping write lyrics. He helped her write lyrics, all right. She's pregnant and he's holding her belly. So it's like, Negro, Naya is still following you on Instagram. Yeah, you chose to post this photo and knowing it would hurt her. Because Naya, she didn't say, I want to stop trying. She didn't say, like, I'm tired of trying. She's like, I'm tired of using these alternative ways to get pregnant. If it happens, cool. If it doesn't, cool. I just want to be with you. I want to continue to be married. But he's like, I don't want to have a baby now. It's like, Negro, be patient. Because she can get pregnant literally like in 6 months. When you stop trying so hard, sometimes it just happens. It happens when it's supposed to happen. But he's so impatient. So she's hurt, and how she conveyed her sense of hurt was really nice. It was nonverbal, and she just took it in and had old boy bounce. But it was like, oh my God, it was sad. It was sad. So, and I listened to the writers' podcast, and I love the writers' podcast of it and Just Like That. And they were saying how they were going to have Naya convey her hurt that this marriage has been dissolved, right? They were just trying to, what do you call it? They were just waiting for the right moment for her to break down. And I guess they used her husband impregnating another woman, to punch Naya in the heart, right? Or to poke her in the heart. So now it'll be about the fact that he got someone pregnant that quick, which means he was cheating on her and got somebody pregnant. Which is, why is it getting so dark? It is so dark all of a sudden. Sorry, y'all. It's super duper. It's just so dark. It's so dark. But anyway, I know, I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Yeah. Anyway, those three storylines really impacted me. But I hope the best. I don't know. We'll see what happens with Carrie and Aiden. I really think that ex-wife and Wyatt, his youngest, is going to cause some division between the two. But we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. Peace, y'all.